DJ Akademiks gives. Let's put these two together. DJ Akademiks staying on the Hip Hop Power Media list. He was granted #1. I just saw that video before y'all got here. I didn't realize he had just fucking stepped on Complex the way he did. That was kind of crazy. I was like, yeah, he did not care. He did not care.
Well, and for good reason.
And it was good reason.
I found out because Charlamagne kind of echoed the same thoughts, which is a rare case where he's defending Akademiks. So, you know, shout out to Growth.
Well, he's good. You know, they're good right now because he got his book off. So now I can just you got a 6-month buffer.
You know what I mean?
You know, before you do something. If you comment on me, it's not positive.
Well, we'll see what happens. See if somebody sues you in the meantime.
Yeah, right.
But
the subs will start coming.
And it's crazy because I meant to mention this as we were going through the Complex list because the way that they wrote about Akademiks was like, why the fuck did you make him #1? It's almost like they put him there reluctantly. It was like, let's justify all the people that were haters for this.
Yeah.
And give all the reasons that he shouldn't be #1 while we celebrate him for being numero uno.
Yeah, it was an humiliation type of thing.
And Akademiks responded exactly how he should have. I would probably feel the same way.
Yeah, play this. Akademiks.
You don't even really need a timestamp. Like he kind of get cracking.
It starts immediately. It's immediately for sure.
Everybody, let me tell y'all this because some people were trying to warn me. Ak, you just got warned. You just got given #1. All this crown shit. Let me tell you this. Complex, fuck y'all niggas. First and foremost, I was #1 before you even nominated me, my nigga. I didn't give a fuck. I still don't give a fuck. I said thank you as a formality, but let me be clear. I read the little write-up. That shit was disrespectful to me, too. I don't give a fuck about the list. But y'all have to give me #1. You see, this year, if you didn't give me #1, your list wouldn't make sense. So let's make this very perfectly clear. My award isn't Complex telling me I'm #1. Bitch, I've been #1. I knew I was #1 from back then. I didn't need you niggas to tell me I was #1. This is not arrogance talking, but it's one of those things where niggas try to slick play you, where they're like, "Hey, we're giving you an award, but we're playing you." Listen, I read everybody who was on the top 20s, like read down the reason why I ain't do it. I ain't do it for me, and I ain't do it on here because I ain't want y'all to know what Complex wrote up a shit saying I was #1, but they ain't say one positive thing about me. Hey, he was accused of this. He was this. People don't like him because he gossips. People don't like him because he's this. They ain't saying one positive thing. Motherfucker, let me give y'all the reality of it. I was #1 before that shit. And honestly, really, y'all need me to talk good about the list. Because I'm #1, I could say, fuck the list. How about that? Y'all don't want the person saying who's #1 saying fuck the list. And I am saying fuck the list. So fuck any of y'all niggas who's Millie Mall, them niggas, oh my God, I'm on the list. Man, them niggas had to put me #1. Facts.
Yep.
I don't like how y'all be playing games with a nigga like me.
Yeah, you can't pause.
This is the attitude of a #1 nigga.
It really is.
Yep.
Yeah,
I don't
really
think Complex ever respected this nigga.
Just how they've showcased
No,
him.
they haven't. Yeah.
You weren't saying that last episode, nigga.
I wasn't? I'm sorry. I'm not even. My bad. Hold on. Let me write this note down. Go ahead. Y'all go.
That wasn't even a real answer.
It wasn't. It really wasn't.
He just
That
gave me
was
some fluff.
That was fake as fuck. My
I could
bad.
have told him he had a mohawk. You'd have been like, hell yeah.
That was fake as hell.
You like it?
Hell yeah, Bosley. But
I don't think Complex ever respected this nigga.
why?
Truly. Because the way that they always treated him, I think that when they first started doing Everyday Struggle, I think they put him on the show because they thought that was the right idea. I don't think they truly believed in Akademiks.
He definitely was the Urkel of the show.
You know what I mean?
Like when the producers was like, all right, who we're picking, we need this archetype of nigga. We need this type of nigga.
He wasn't slided
who can take punches though.
He wasn't slided to be the fan favorite.
Well, I think it's a little
because originally with Urkel, he was just a side character, but they started loving that nigga.
Exactly.
So he had to move into the crib with
which
Winslow.
is exactly what happened with Akademiks. Eventually.
Yeah, when Joe left, Akademiks was talking about how he was treated like a god over there. So Akademiks did have a time period when he did enjoy Complex.
I mean, don't treat me like a god when you desperate.
I mean, that's pretty much what happened.
You could have treated me like that from the start.
Nah, Joe was there. They treated him like the god, and then Joe said they didn't even treat him like the god because he couldn't smoke cigarettes in the bathroom.
Well, that's always going to be. Yeah, that's just,
this nigga think it's the 60s?
It's not even Complex.
What's wrong with this nigga?
It's the fire marshal. But Dave Chappelle got it like that. Dave Chappelle would just go on the stage and start smoking a cigarette. Ain't nobody saying
Dave
shit.
Chappelle.
Oh, yeah, for
that's
sure.
Dave
I love
Chappelle.
that shit.
Really?
But that's what I'm saying. Like, if you think
No, he's really
if you
got it
at
like that.
if mentally you at that level,
Yeah.
you think that you are,
Yeah,
you
I
should
could-
be able to smoke in
Just
a
name
porta
another
potty.
famous bald
Dave
nigga.
Chappelle can smoke inside of like a Chili's and nobody would kick him out.
Nigga, he used to smoke on a plane.
Yeah, it's pretty. He's got that.
Nah, if you can smoke on a plane, like a public plane,
You're a legend.
Yeah, that's true.
that's stupid though, because you would never be smoking. You would be flying private.
But you would want to flex and just get on the P,
Yeah.
get on a regular flight.
I
Just
feel
to-
like you're not supposed to smoke on a private jet, but he could though.
You could.
Because that's some bullshit too. Because it really just recycled air. They can't open no windows up in that bitch.
Yeah.
That's a
You
fact.
hotboxing that bitch.
Yeah, you
a fact.
hotboxing.
Yeah.
And like
yeah.
they do have air conditioning, but what little they have. I mean,
Yeah, that's what I'm.
not
Yeah,
nothing.
it's
they're
only
just gonna
some.
laugh like Dave Chappelle's so stupid.
Right,
He trying
right.
to kill us all with smoke.
Imagine the
Yeah.
smoking fee on a PJ, nigga. That's got to be crazy.
Best experience ever, probably.
Yeah, but he got the money for it too.
I
He
should be
got
able
funky
to.
money.
If I got a PJ, I should be able to roll my windows down and enjoy the view.
No, that's crazy.
The fuck? What else are we
Hell
paying
yeah.
for? Nigga?
That's crazy.
Yeah.
I should be able to get a cloud sample. nigga.
Yeah.
But yeah, man, I'm not gonna lie. I did like this little academics rant. This shit was kind of hard. I like when he's in this big bag. Hey yo, complex. Fuck you, nigga.
I wonder what
Damn.
it would have been like if he didn't go number one. Like, would it have just been a little bit reverb? Like, fuck y'all niggas for not making me number one.
There would have been another. Yeah, it just would have been another. Yeah,
remix,
another
little
thing
remix.
on this thing the way you're saying the shit.
Yeah.
No matter what direction he went, he was gonna go off on them.
He was gonna say fuck you regardless.
Yeah. And then he also did bring up the BET because like he never gets nominated for.
Anything.
But the BET Awards, do they do podcasts
I
and then
don't-
they do media
Academics.
No, they do media outlets.
Academics
That's
cannot
what it
be
is. And
nominated.
he never gets on the media. I remember when we talked about. Was it us that talked about it, or
Yeah, I
maybe
think so.
I think it was 3 Oak though.
Well, yeah.
It was on the
3 Oak,
3
though. It
Oak.
was on
We
3
were
Oak.
talking about it one time. And the media list, maybe it was us too. Man, we looked some of them niggas up. We were like, I've never heard of this. It was like hip hop space. It was like, what the fuck? Who was that?
Hip hop
They
daily
made the
X.
list like you could tell they still.
Yeah, like there was
come out on
obvious.
DirecTV.
Yeah, like there was obvious people that we knew, but then there was ones that were like filling out the list. It's like, what is that?
and half them companies owned by an Indian dude or something.
yeah,
like,
it was some miscellaneous shit for real.
yeah, nah.
Yeah, it was weird as fuck.
You think Complex is looking at themselves like, what did we do wrong? Because we had the top 2 niggas right here under our roof.
Oh yeah, but that
No.
they're definitely looking. They've already
It'll
Did
pass
let
that
bygones
shit.
be bygones?
that ship has sailed.
Especially with Joe Budden.
That ship has sailed.
It is though, but I ain't gonna lie. Like if I'm, who did Kobe originally get drafted to?
Charlotte Hornets.
If I'm the Charlotte Hornets, I'm like, God damn.
Yeah.
You think Charlotte Hornets would have ever had the budget in order to build that team that they had though
I mean,
in LA?
I don't know.
You know, like that's another thing.
Yeah,
too.
that's
I don't know.
Yeah,
But
he's just
Kobe
something.
Bryant is Kobe Bryant.
Yeah,
They
that's
said
crazy.
no.
Me just saying that, I sound like a nigga that really is in this. Sports.
Yeah, I was about to say. This
fucked
don't.
you up a little
Oh
bit.
my god. Yeah, he did. You did kind of. He did kind of fuck you up. He was like, well, that's.
it was a good ass point.
Yeah.
But
Nah,
hey,
Didn't they have Mugsby?
Muggsy Bogues.
Mugsby Bogues. Yeah. they-
Nah, they could have. They could have.
could've
Normally,
been busy.
they build around like superstar talent. Eventually,
Yeah.
Eventually
it
it's
just
a-
depends
no.
on how big the star is.
yeah. It depends on how big the
The
star
bigger the
is.
star is, the easier it gets.
Yeah.
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 Like they ain't done shit with LaMelo, but you know,
That's because he's not that.
he's
big of a
not
star.
Magic Johnson.
Exactly.
And
I mean, I guess the last thing too for this academics is really we don't have to stay here too long. Is
I'm about to say what
Acad-
academics been doing.
academics gave his take on the West Coast. Shout out to so you know Schoolboy Q's show got canceled in Canada. And long story short, I guess so Keem got online. You know, it's one of our extended family members.
Most definitely.
Yeah, he got online and was just like talking about it, how they were told, and the news was broken, all that other shit. And then academics kind of went on like a West Coast content podcast creator rant.
Yep.
And I was like, nigga, we been saying this shit. So yeah.
I just don't like the fact they had Keem on there as he was doing it.
right.
It feels like it's directed toward him. That's
Right.
that's a good brother right there.
Right. No, but he got beef with Keem because actually I think he has Keem confused with TF. Because I saw
He has
another
beef with TF.
Well, TF is the one. You remember when that nigga ran up on the stage? Remember when Academics was the
Oh
guest?
yeah.
That was
And
TF.
TF was the one that I was like, yeah, everything's scandalous in the crowd. It was like, we said them niggas. That was well, and then I take that
shit.
back. I take that back. Keem is the one that confirmed it because that's where we even got the extended family members line from. So TF was there in the moment, holding the camera up. He went on his stream. So the Akademiks don't fuck with this nigga. Like, respect. He has a good reason to.
It's a good reason.
It's a good ass reason.
Shout out to
So,
homie TF.
He didn't throw the first shot.
yeah. So it's like he has a good reason not to like Keem. So this actually makes more sense now.
Yeah.
So yeah, go ahead.
But West Coast podcasters, and by the way, for anybody on the West Coast, if you do podcasts, let me just give you a tip. This helped me. You're always going to be in a bubble if you only cover gang culture. You're not Adam 22 for the majority of y'all. Adam didn't blow up off covering the West Coast. Adam blew up off covering XXXTentacion, Juice WRLD, Lil Pump, 6ix9ine, and all those artists. Then, now he's like, well, he's on his let me manipulate gang culture like wave. So he's fucking with LA gang culture and Chicago gang culture, which I don't know why, but he rather than be global, focus on two hoods. You know what I mean? I'm like, okay, keep doing your thing. But for the rest of the world, we have zero idea. Nigga, I just found out the other day that Crip Mac not in the same gang as like Nipsey and them. It's like, no, that's different. No, he from 55th. Those are the 55th Crips. And then that's the neighborhood Crip. Like, how many Crips? And then there's a diss Crip. And then, oh my God. And then if you say this, like, I was watching this No Jumper video, I swear. These niggas is beefing over what name they call a cigarette. Nigga, I couldn't believe it, bro. Nigga, I almost passed out. I couldn't understand. It was grown men. What Yo, what you, yo, the craziest thing, I sat and watched all 20 minutes of it, and then
That's some real shit though. That's a real ass
of
thing.
course
Yeah.
he sat there and watched all 20 minutes of it.
It
It
takes
is-
20 minutes to understand some of the lingo.
Yeah, it
Yeah.
does.
You need a dictionary in
Depending on how long you've been watching the content.
Yeah.
Because at this point, I can pretty much coast through without any issues.
You went up there, you're in doctor.
Right, yeah. But even when we was up there and we did the No Jumper show, there was that moment when I was like, yo, this white boy is really just talking, he's really politicking right now. Like,
Yeah.
what the fuck is happening right now?
Yeah.
Like,
Like he'll literally be like,
we
yo,
were just
you-
over there on the couch, quiet as hell. This nigga's over here like, yeah, so what's up with that thing? Like, did they ever get to the bottom? I was like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
is Ray J Rascal still alive?
Yeah, that was. But I mean, I do wonder how the West Coast niggas feel when,
People say that.
yeah, somebody, especially somebody like Akademiks, because it's like we're kind of clowning like that whole thing, because it's like that is what's happening. I think the only thing that's Akademiks left out is that like you can eat really well off of just doing that because they really fucking care. As regional as that is,
Yeah.
those people over there, they care. They care, bro.
I was about to say, do you think they have no reason to not talk about anything else?
Yeah, it does so well you don't have to.
It's no obvious reason to.
Yeah, well, the obvious reason is if you really want to grow, but they don't have to. That's the biggest thing.
It also, it just matters more to them.
It does,
All
it
the
really
drama
does.
and all the
Yeah.
things that are going on. This is like, it's kind of like a tour guide for which parts of the city you can go to now.
Yeah, for real.
Yeah.
It's like local news. It's like your local election.
No, it really, and you
It
have
has
to,
more bearing on your life than
and
the
you have to
president.
know that shit when you're over there. You have to know that shit
Yeah.
because it's not the person on camera you have to worry about. It's the nigga in the DM that's like, you disrespected this person that I know you ain't never met that nigga. You ain't never met T-Rail, nigga. Fuck you doing banging in my DM right now for? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, little, like that. Those are the niggas you got to worry about. So it's not even. I mean, you might have to worry about for them, but it's connected to a lot of shit.
Yeah.
You know, like if you hear that anybody over there that's on camera has an issue, you'll be a prize to them. If I can be the one that catch you lacking.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So you become a trophy or whatever you call it.
Get to meet T-Rail, nigga.
Yeah, nah. It just all depends. Cause it's like, I mean, if I was one of them niggas, I'm not talking about nothing national. Like, I'm staying home, talking about my project.
Might as well. Nigga.
Nigga, I would.
It's your passion.
Wait, I wouldn't. No, I wouldn't. Fuck that. I would include it, but just talking about that West Coast shit, hell no.
What platform out there doesn't talk about just LA?
Software underbelly.
No. Where
it's
does he
true.
get them from?
That's where they end up.
Oh, I don't know, bro. But I mean,
That's where
honestly,
they
they're
end
so
up.
big. I don't know. Honestly, it's so big. It's like just ain't no jumper. I don't know. Even though they talk about gang shit all the time, they also talk about other things.
Isn't TMZ over there?
Yeah.
Yeah, but I mean, that don't really count.
Yeah,
There's
if
not
you-
many
you're talking-
platforms that
Yeah, if
don't.
you're talking about the sector that you're talking about it in, like the nigga sphere and shit like that.
yeah.
The
It's,
niggas
no,
feel.
it's that's all.
I
it
was
is.
even watching T-Rail's new. What's their group? The
Figmunity.
the 4 new niggas with Stead and.
Fair to say.
Fair to say.
Yeah, Fair to Say. I was watching Fair to Say. They're a little bit more just podcasts, like regular podcasts.
They are.
Like they don't really get too deep into like
Street
LA
politics.
politics and things of that nature.
I don't
but-
think. I think it's because I think Illa is the closest, and she's still adjacent.
Yeah,
You know what I'm saying? But
Extended
everybody
family
else,
member.
the one nigga's a comedian, which that doesn't mean anything out there because literally anybody can be affiliated. But it's like
Fucking Boo Capone.
It's not their makeup though. You know, like it's not
Yeah.
their identity or part of their identity. They're doing other things.
Yeah, it is so ingrained out there. I feel like just your regular like 20% of your high school teachers are affiliated. Like that's how it feels.
60%,
Even more, yeah, more than that.
70% actually.
Yeah, probably. Yeah.
Because remember, what's the nigga's name? The singer that was on that hip hop competition show. His brother is Sir.
Oh yeah. D Fly.
D-Smoke?
D Smoke.
D Smoke.
D Smoke. Yeah.
Honestly, I don't know if D Smoke's affiliated. I just kind of
I mean,
put
I have
that
no
on him
idea.
just now.
Yeah, that's true.
But I just remember him telling
And D-Smoke is a positive ass nigga. What's wrong with you?
he is. But the only reason I said that
He
is
from Long Beach.
The only reason I said that is because I remember him telling a story because he was a teacher about him.
Yeah, squabbling.
About him, remember him boxing his
Yeah, he had
students
to box
when they
his
talk
students.
crazy.
Yeah,
so
yeah,
it's
yeah.
like
I remember that.
even the nigga that's positive, like he has to because he knows there's only certain languages that these niggas can speak.
The
Yeah.
environment he's in, he had to make an example of that little
That's what
nigga.
I'm saying. Yeah, so it's like even then, I don't want to put no hood on him or nothing like that, but he even has to play. There's a certain level of play ball. You do have to have a baseline in if you're gonna be out there, especially in LA, for sure.
Gotta be able to speak their language.
For sure.
Niggas play ball to get benched.
All right, let's get over to this.
Great basketball.
I think it's time for us we're gonna do
Baseball
another.
team, the sports, stupid.
You ready?